So the goal, I'm so fucking mad I can't even speak. The goal came in, and this is what happened. Bruno solo presses. Welcome to the zone, everyone. This was the video I was expecting to make. So I'd actually been chatting to my dad just before this game kicked off, and I told him it's going to be 5 or 6-0, and he was like, nah, there's no way. Even if Man U are in bad form, they always give it a go. They always turn up, and I was trying to explain, like, this is different. This is definitely different this time. For the first time, I'd say in my life, when we played Liverpool, I just sat there and I just was like, nah, they're just so far above us that they're going to wallop us. Even under Moyes, even under Van Gaal. By the way, Van Gaal had a great record. Even under Jose, who frequently lost big games, there was still the air of, we might shithouse a win, we might tackle some people, we might make it awkward, we might lose 1-0. And here's what happened, right? We sat off, and he's named an unchanged side. That's when I knew I'd lost, right? So we just played Atalanta, and that game was truly, truly awful. If you're interested, Paul Scholes just did a piece for BT Sport where everyone was super happy we won, and Paul Scholes was saying, Atalanta, no disrespect, are a crap side. We've got walloped by them, managed to do a scrappy comeback. There's no way that can be allowed to happen again. He said, try play like that against Liverpool, you'll get beat 4 or 5. We got beat 5. He picks the exact same team, and the reason I knew we'd lost, and I told you in the last vlog, you can go check it, is I said, I don't want to upset some fans, but Greenwood needs to not play. And you're going to be like, why? Greenwood's scoring all our goals, he's doing everything. The game is a team game, right? So the game's a team game, and he has no defensive ability whatsoever. Neither does Rashford. And by the way, I'm not blaming the player specifically because it comes to the management. By the way, let's just get it out of the way. He needs to be fired, then I'll explain why. Manchester United 5, Leeds 1 versus relegation candidates Leeds, who play extremely open and just let us blindly counter-attack. Then we play a relatively shit side in Southampton, draw that one. Then we play Wolves, we scrape by 1-0 with a kind of deflected Greenwood shot. Then we play Newcastle, who, whilst being utterly, utterly shocking and have never won a Premier League game still, 9 games later, we win 4-1. Multiple times they carved through us, and honestly, we could have even lost that game had things gone differently. Champions League, we lose against Young Boys and get completely outplayed. We managed to rag a complete last-minute winner versus West Ham after they miss a penalty. We then go and play West Ham in the Cup and get knocked out, immediately losing a trophy chance. We then play Aston Villa and lose 1-0. We then scrape through against Villarreal with a last-second winner. We then play Everton and draw, and Everton were a single pixel away from scoring 2-1. And if the bloke knew how to stay on side, it would have been 2-1. We then get utterly walloped 4-2 versus Leicester. We then get by with a last-minute winner against Atalanta, having gone 2-0 down. And then we lose 5-0 to Liverpool. He needs to go. And this isn't just the start of this season that he's completely fucked up. It's the last 2 seasons as well. He's never been close to winning anything. So, okay, we know Greenwood is like a right winger that's really a striker, but he's playing on the right. Now, when you play Atalanta and you get dragged all over and he does no defensive work, you haul him off and then you win. Does that not tell you anything? Does it not tell you every single time we play we get ran ragged because we have no shape without the ball? We don't play like a big team without the ball. Any other big team without the ball, they change their shape and they go into this sort of win back the ball mode, you know? We don't do that. So the goal, I'm so fucking mad I can't even speak. The goal came in, and this is what happened. Bruno solo presses. Solo presses their keeper, and I said out loud, oh my god, what the fuck is he doing? Why has he been allowed to do that again? Solo pressing doesn't work. So Bruno solo presses, gets completely taken out of the game, then spends the entire time running backwards, trying to get back into shape, and they're like, well, there's a massive hole in midfield now. They go through the midfield, breeze through McFred because they don't shield the defense. I don't know what he's talking about. And then what happens is every single time we conceded, Greenwood left Robertson in a ton of space, and Rashford left Trent Alexander-Arnold in a ton of space. So what was happening? Our fullbacks were coming out to mark them because our winger wasn't dropping back and doing the correct job. So you'll notice on the goals that when we concede, Greenwood and Rashford are in like a number 10 position. They're never ever tracking back their marker, their fullback. They're never there. And that comes down to coaching. You can't let someone just relentlessly not track a runner, especially as dangerous as Robertson and Trent. It's unbelievable what I've just watched. So Aaron Wan-Bissaka comes out to mark the completely free Robertson. He gets bypassed. The ball comes in, gets crossed across. Aaron Wan-Bissaka isn't there because he's just been trying to deal with the fullback. And then it's 1-0. And then it just spirals out of control. And within 50 minutes, we're 5-0 down. And they're not even trying, by the way. They're not even trying. They've got 2, 3, 4 more gears to go up a level if they really need to. And it seemed like they were playing for a Salah hat-trick. And once Salah got his hat-trick at the 50-minute mark, they just clocked off and that was game over. It's one of those results where I'm so mad I'm normally pretty good at formulating my words. I can't even formulate what I want to say right now because it's so unbelievable that this man is allowed to continually manage the club in this way. He has a squad that without Ronaldo, you would put down as Premier League challengers. He's not only not challenging, he's heading towards relegation form at this rate. What is it? Three losses and a draw, something like that. Just like he was last year, nothing's changed. Absolutely nothing's changed. The only difference is we now have a squad that should be challenging for titles, and then we added Ronaldo to it. The Ronaldo signing wasn't even planned, yet we added Ronaldo to it. There's this idiotic take online that Ollie had this brilliant pressing style of modern football where everyone pressed, and suddenly he's had to play Ronaldo, and therefore we can't press. It's nonsense. We didn't do any of that before Ronaldo. Ronaldo has replaced Martial, and I think Ronaldo has already got as many goals as Martial did all last season. Ronaldo's done his job. He's up top and he's scoring goals. He scored today, fraction offside. The manager's not doing the job. He needs to go. There's nothing more to say. The system he picks every single game makes no fucking sense. The changes he makes make no fucking sense. Like, think about this. You're 4-0 down against Liverpool. Everyone's booing the shit out of you. Fans have left. What's the one thing you do? You make a triple sub at half time and you send a message. Completely unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. Instead, he sends on Pogba, who he's now benched 2 games in a row, and he sends him in on his own. Now that to me looks like punishment. That's like, I've benched you once, I've benched you again, and now you're going to run out there against a 4-0 Liverpool team that's running rampant, and you're going to try do something. That looks like punishment to me. And Pogba's so fucking pissed off. He's 2-footed somebody and he's got himself sent off. I can't even blame him. Donny van der Beek can't get a game. Sancho can't get a game. Matic can't get a game. All these players are just sat there. People like Hannibal in the youth team, they're better than McFred. For 3 years, he's stuck with McFred. It's not a good enough midfield to win anything with. That's why we've not won anything. He needs to go. The experiment that is well overdue needs to end. We are treating this club like it's an apprenticeship. You come to Manchester United and you learn to manage. Come and do your MVQ level 2 in management. Have a go. Oh, you're not never done a top club before, Moyes? You can have a bit of a go. Oh, Van Gaal, you're past it. You can have a bit of a go. Jose, oh, fuck it, we'll try Jose. Oh, shit, they haven't worked. Fuck it, let's try Ole. We've just given him a new contract as well, man. What's he done to merit a new contract? It's not like any other club is going to be snapping him up and we needed to get him signed up immediately. We're re-signing the backroom staff as well. I literally cannot get my words out. I apologise that this vlog is not probably of the same standard as the rest of them, but it's a staggering situation that's just happened. For the first time in the club's history, we're 4-0 down. Never seen it before. No one has. First time in the history. It's against Liverpool. Liverpool aren't even fucking trying. And to be honest, when they scored the 5th, there was like muted celebration. It was almost like they were embarrassed to go 5-0 up. You've got rival fans singing Ollie's at the wheel and we want him to stay. And then let me just tell you, clapping Ollie and saying Ollie needs time and supporting Ollie, it doesn't make you more of a fan. It doesn't. It makes you an idiot. It's not happening. It's not happening. This isn't a situation where Fergie's reinventing the entire youth system. He's rebuilding the club up and he gets some years. This isn't a situation where Jurgen Klopp is hammering teams with goals, but he keeps leaking goals, so they give him time. This isn't a situation where Pep Guardiola in his first season was losing a load of random games trying to implement his style, but there was the odd games where it clicked and they dominated and he just needed to get it more consistent. No, this is a manager that has a style of lump it forwards and try and get a goal off a random shot. It's disastrous. 5-0 and they shut up shop and they stopped playing versus 10 men. They could have made it 10-0. And I'm not exaggerating. If they really wanted to, if this was a Champions League game and they needed to score another 5 goals, they could have done. That could have been 10-0. That is a sackable offence in its own right, let alone the fact we're not in the title race, let alone the fact that bar 2 Ronaldo winners out of sheer luck and Ronaldo brilliance, we'd have been out of the Champions League, by the way. He needs to go. I'm done with it now. I'm completely done with it. He needs to fucking go right this second, mate. It's unbelievable what I've just witnessed. To start with the exact same team, to make no tactical changes, to only bring on Pogba. And then bear in mind, guys, at the end of all of this, he keeps on Ronaldo. Why? What's Ronaldo going to do? Get a goal to stat pad his ego? What's that about? You rest him. He's your most important player. He's aging. There's no reason to make him run another 50, 45 minutes when the game's over. You tell him, listen, mate, sorry, the game's done and I'm saving you because you're too important. You pack the midfield, you bring on some defenders, and you just try and keep it 4-0. You do the cliche of, yeah, let's try and win the second half. He doesn't even do that, by the way. His team talk was so fucking uninspiring that when we kicked off in the second half, they just sat off and immediately scored. Then he brings on Cavani. For what reason? To give him a run around so he doesn't feel upset or something? Because what he did was he took off Rashford, Bruno, Pogba got sent off, and he took off Greenwood. He took off our entire midfield and then put on Cavani and kept on Ronaldo and basically said, go and have a run around for 45 minutes. It wasn't even like he could come up with some plan to keep it at 4-0, maybe nick a goal, get out of there with 1% credibility. No, he just benched everyone. I'm glad Donny and Sancho didn't play that game because, they didn't deserve to be put through that. He needs to go. It's unbelievable. And I keep telling you, by the way, I can't judge the players under this manager. I don't think Aaron Wan-Bissaka is very good. I don't think Maguire's very good. I don't think Lindelof's very good. But you can't judge them under Ollie. This is like Jadon Sancho is a man who got 114 goals and assists in 4 seasons, finished second in the Golden Boy, was Dortmund's best player for about 4 seasons, carried his team to trophies, and he sat on the bench. What's he doing? He has no plan. This is a person he tried to sign for 2 years, by the way. He doesn't know what he's doing at all. He has absolutely no game plan. Absolutely no game plan whatsoever. And this isn't like a reactionary piece. He's been here 3 years, mate. He has no idea. That's the only thing I can grasp from this. Because anybody with a shred of ability or knowing what they're doing would not be doing the things that Ollie is doing. There's nothing more to say. There's nothing more to say. Absolutely the worst result I've ever seen. The worst performance I've ever seen. The worst manager I've ever seen manage Man U.